The hangar doors groaned as Alex pushed them open, his cybernetic arm worry softly in the dawn light. 20 years since the Centauri Wars had ended, and he still woke before sunrise. Old habits died hard for veterans of the Third Fleet. He froze in the corner, behind his half-dismantled shuttle. Two figures huddled together. Scales, wings, the unmistakable silhouette of Drakara dragon people from the outer rim. "Don't move," Alex said calmly, his hand instinctively reaching for a weapon that wasn't there. He'd stopped carrying one 5 years ago. The larger figure shifted, placing herself protectively in front of the smaller one. Her scales were dulled with age, once magnificent wings now tattered at the edges. Her eyes' vertical pupils glowing amber met his with a mixture of desperation and defiance. "Please," she rasped in heavily accented galactic common. "We mean no harm. We'll leave." But she didn't move. Couldn't move, Alex realized. She was starving. The smaller figure, a juvenile, perhaps Jennifer's age, if she'd been human, whimpered softly. Her scales were dull too, but from malnutrition rather than age. Alex's military training screamed at him. Drakari were enemies. They'd fought against humanity in the wars. He'd lost friends to their plasma fire, seen colonies burned by their raids, but that was 20 years ago, and these two weren't soldiers. They were refugees. "When did you last eat?" Alex asked, lowering his hand. The elder dragon woman blinked, surprised. Three days, maybe." For Alex sighed, running his human hand through his graying hair. "Stay here. Don't touch anything." He returned 15 minutes later with 2 large containers of protein rations and a jug of water. Not fancy, but it's what he had. The dragons watched him warily as he set the food down and stepped back. "Eat." The younger one looked at her mother, who nodded slowly. They fell upon the food with desperate hunger, trying to maintain dignity but failing. Alex looked away, giving them privacy in their vulnerability. When they finished, the elder dragon spoke again. Why what? Why help us? You're human. Military. I can tell. You fought in the wars." Alex leaned against his workbench, crossing his arms. "I did. Lost a lot of good people. But I also learned something during those years." He paused. "The Drakari soldiers I fought, they were following orders, just like me. And the civilians I met after the ceasefire, they were just trying to survive, just like humans." The dragon woman studied him with ancient eyes. "You are unusual human. Name's Alex, and you are?" "Kira. This is my daughter, Jennifer." The younger dragon perked up at her name, Jennifer. Alex couldn't help but smile. Human name. Kira scales rippled a Drakari gesture of sadness. Her father was human, a colony trader. He died when the sovereignty collapsed. We've been running ever since. The pieces clicked together in Alex's mind. Mixed species families had become targets after the war, trusted by neither side, wanted by both. The Drakari sovereignty hunted them as traitors. Human extremist groups saw them as abominations. "How'd you end up in my hangar?" "Random luck." "Bad luck, perhaps." "We needed shelter. Thought it was abandoned." Alex looked at Jennifer, who was watching him with curious eyes. She couldn't have been more than 12 in human years. Mixed heritage caught between two worlds, belonging to neither. He'd seen too much war, too much hatred, too much death. Not this time. "Here's what's going to happen," Alex said, standing up straight. "You're going to stay here. I've got a storage room in the back, climate-controlled, private. I'll set up some cots." Kira stood abruptly, wings spreading instinctively in alarm. "We cannot accept you can, and you will, at least until you're strong enough to travel properly." Alex held up his cybernetic hand. "I didn't survive 3 tours and rebuild my life just to let a kid starve in my hangar. We have no money. No way to repay. Then you'll work for it. This shuttle's been sitting half-finished for 2 months. You any good with fusion cores?" Kira's eyes widened. I was an engineer before." "Perfect. Jennifer can help with the light work, sorting parts, cleaning components. Nothing dangerous." Alex moved toward the storage room. "Come on, let's get you settled." As he led them through the hangar, Jennifer spoke for the first time, her voice small and hopeful. "Mr. Alex, are you really going to help us?" Alex looked down at the hybrid child dragon scales mixed with human features, belonging fully to neither species but carrying the potential of both. "Yeah, kid, I really am." Over the following weeks, Kira proved invaluable. Her engineering knowledge was extensive, and together they completed the shuttle faster than Alex had managed alone in months. Jennifer turned out to have a talent for electrical systems, her small hands and sharp claws perfect for delicate work. Word spread slowly through the veteran community. A few other ones who'd seen enough war quietly offered help. Supplies, documentation, work opportunities. Not everyone approved. Alex received threats, had his property vandalized twice, but he'd faced plasma cannons and void fighters. A few bigots with spray paint didn't scare him. 3 months later, Alex filed the paperwork for legal guardianship while Kira established her engineering credentials. They converted half the hangar into living quarters. That it wasn't perfect. The galaxy was still healing from decades of war, still learning to move past old hatreds, but in one small hangar on a frontier colony, a veteran, a refugee, and a hybrid child proved that sometimes humanity's greatest strength wasn't its weapons or its fleets. It was knowing when to extend a hand instead of a fist.